mastery, perfecting your craft, acknowledging how, again, the pat on the back, acknowledging how far you have come, acknowledging what you have been able to create for yourself up to this point, and then saying, now wisdom is a nothing burger unless it's applied. And so because of this information, I now can go to that next level of mastery. Hello all, Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to our new moon musings for the new moon that is happening on May 26th. And OMG, some really powerful energy, some really powerful shifts that are happening. Of course, astrologically, we're getting, I don't want to say a bit of a break, but we are kind of like having the time to integrate all the crazy astrological shifts that have happened in the last couple of new moon cycles. So this one, I feel, is an opportunity for you to really make the most of it, get the biggest bang for your buck, so to speak. And so let's kind of tap in and see what is coming up for us during this new moon cycle. For those of you who are new to me, welcome. So excited to see you. Stay tuned for a minute long explanation on how you can make this reading work for you. And for those of you who are old hat and always watching me, so happy to have you back. You know what to do. Click on the timestamp below and let's get started. For those of you who are new to me, here's a quick little breakdown on how to make this reading work for you. The new moon cycle works where it moves in 3.5 basically days throughout that 28-day cycle. So sometimes you're in a phase a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. It is not linear. But what I do is I give you dates connected to each of the phases of the new moon cycle so that you can come back to the video after you've watched the whole thing, you've taken it all in, you come back to that video for those particular times so that you understand, okay, I'm in, the waxing crescent phase, and what do I need to know about that? What is transpiring in my world right now? And this information is really helpful because it's giving me perspective on what it is I need to learn, or maybe I need to pull back, or maybe I need to lean in a little bit more. So use this. It's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving. Use it throughout the month to support you. Okay, so today we are pulling cards from the Under the Oak Tarot, and we are going to pull an affirmation for each of the 4 quarters of this reading from the Wishcraft affirmations deck. And so let's talk a little bit about this new moon. This is a new moon that is in Gemini, and I want to say happy birthday to all the Geminis out there. I am a Gemini moon, so I am celebrating a little bit, halfway celebrating you, celebrating with you, and halfway celebrating my own experience. And so what do we need to know about this new moon energy? Gemini is an air sign. It's about the mind, it's communication, it's thought, it's creativity. It's, I want to say, so much information coming out at you at one given time that sometimes it can be really freaking overwhelming. So you want to really understand that this is going to be a heightened time for inspiration. I want to say for all of you out there, make sure that you keep a journal with you, keep a journal handy, keep one of your journal apps open at all times to write out the different ideas. I'm hearing that for a lot of you who have had, I want to say, previous ideas or previous projects that you've begun and maybe are a little bit stalled with now, let go of that stall. You're going to start to really see more movement coming up and coming through. You also want to pay attention during this particular new moon cycle about the types of conversations that you're having. You want to be extra thoughtful about the things you're going to say. It's not that all Geminis, you're not Sagittarians where you're brutally honest, but I want to say a lot of Gemini energies tend to be more talkative. And sometimes when you are more talkative, you're talking before you're thinking about what it is that you're saying. And so I feel like this is a window of time for all of us, not just Gemini people, for all of us to really take the time to think about what it is that we are wanting to communicate, and then just taking that extra step to make sure that the way that we are presenting it is going to come across in the way that we want it to. You know, measure twice, cut once. And I want to say it's really very rarely about the messages and more often about the delivery. So that's going to be really important in this new moon cycle coming up. So let's get to it. Here we are. We are going to be pulling our first card, which is the release card. What are we releasing from our previous experience, right? What are we releasing from the previous cycle? And what we've got here, oh, interesting, the Sun card. I want to say what we're releasing is the barrage of truths revealed, the chaos that has come, the fear, the overwhelm, the scorching of what it feels like with all of the truths being revealed. This is a card, I feel normally it's a yes card. You know, the Sun card is typically seen as a very positive card. I want to say, yes, okay, this is going to be one of those things where, yeah, it's positive that we've seen all the truth. It's positive that there's a lot of clarity. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes clarity is... it stings before we know what to do with it in order to be able to work with it. You know, why is it coming to light? Why is it coming to the surface? And what do we want to do with it? So I feel like we are releasing a lot of that energy, and we're stepping now into, you know, this next cycle saying, okay, we have this knowledge and information. Now, what do we want to do with it? And now we are going to pull our soul card. And the soul card is like the collective soul. Like, what are we learning in this next new moon cycle? What is it here to lay foundation for? What is it here to show us? What is the opportunity for this particular moon cycle? Oh, interesting. We have the Two of Pentacles. And I'm feeling really strongly here like the Two of Pentacles is about resource. And it is, in fact, giving us the opportunity to connect to new resources, giving ourselves, and we can see here, she's blindfolded. You know, in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, you don't often see the juggler blindfolded. And here she's not juggling. She's holding this beautiful little creature in her hand. She's blindfolded, and she's trying to maybe figure out what this little critter is. There's the infinity sign above her, and I feel like that infinity sign is really important. It's really significant because it is saying, I want to say as above, so below. It is saying that we are always in a cycle of learning, a cycle of death, birth, death, and rebirth, right? And going through that. And with each shift, with each transformative phase that we are going through, we require new resources. And I feel like that's what's coming up during this moon cycle is a reflection on, okay, in the previous cycle, I needed this and this and this. I thought I needed this and this and this. Now we're on, you know, uncharted territory. We're in new ground. So what resource do I need now? And it's not about what resource do I need 10 years from now. It's about what resource do I need right now in this moment and in the next couple of weeks, because we are being encouraged to very much so live in that intuitive space, living in that I can pack light, you know, the fool's journey. I pack light. I don't need to have a contingency plan for 50 years down the road because things are happening and shifting and changing so quickly that what I might need right now in this moment based on, you know, 50 years from now, it's more than likely going to shift. More than likely it's going to change. So bringing everything into the present moment. And that's what the Two of Pentacles, I feel, is bringing. This card also is a card of balance. I'm feeling less that it's talking about balance and more that it is definitely referring to our the resource requirements for what we need in our now right now, for our own self-care, for the care of those that are in our vicinity, for those that are in our inner circles and our chosen family. Now we are at our new moon card, and the new moon is happening May 26th, and it's going to last through to about the 29th. And again, Gemini new moon, and it is happening at 8:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 1:03 a.m. UTC. I manifest. What energies are here to support my manifesting? How can I lean into their wisdom? Three of Swords. So this I'm feeling here when we're looking at this particular depiction. It's like we're breaking through glass or we're breaking through ice. We're manifesting a breakthrough. When we get the Three of Swords, it often traditionally indicates heartbreak. Yeah, we are collectively in a WTF heartbreak around things that we're seeing, choices that people are making, what we are witnessing as being a very chaotic situation that all of us are finding ourselves in, whether on an individual level or a collective level. And what this Three of Swords is coming through to say is take that heartbreak, take that grief, take that sorrow, and use it to help you break through. And what I keep hearing for some of you is like the glass ceilings, right? So many of us live based on restrictions and limitations that have been placed upon us by societal norms for years and years and years. But, you know, have we stopped to ask whether or not that actually works for us today? Is that what really is the best? And so that's what we're seeing right now happening. And so I feel very much that in this particular window of time with this new moon, as you are manifesting, you want to manifest vision. You want to manifest what you see yourself doing if that, you know, that illusory ceiling didn't exist, if that particular limitation didn't exist. How can you lean into the wisdom of the Three of Swords? This is a lot of self-care, but I'm also hearing that this is really going to be about, for each of us, this idea that when I take care of myself, when I focus on healing myself and manifesting people, places, and things to me that support that healing and support that fresh start within me, now I am truly contributing to the collective in a powerful and positive way. Because when I am healed, all are healed. I am a walking example of what is coming up and coming through. That's the wisdom of this card. When I am healed, I can heal others, whether through my example or through actual physical intention to engage with another for the purposes of healing. It's a power card is what I'm hearing. We can manifest our own power, and that's what the breakthrough is. I don't need anyone else to tell me how to heal myself. I don't need anyone else to heal me. I need to step into that space where I am healing myself. I am in that space of broken boundary, limitlessness. What do I choose to do with it? All right, let's pull an affirmation for that one and see what's coming up and coming through around that sort of that self-care journey. This one is really standing out to me. It's a beautiful egg. Magic egg, beginning something is exciting. So yes, when we have a breakthrough, it does indicate that there is some movement towards something very exciting and new. It's an adventure. Sometimes when we are experiencing the Three of Swords, it's painful. It doesn't feel good, but it's not always going to not feel good. You're going to grow through that. You know, everything evolves, everything shifts and changes. And how we can help ourselves through that shift and change is to remind ourselves that this is the start of something beginning, something new. And I get to choose what that looks like. I'm the co-creator of my path. That feels really cool. I love that. Okay, now we are at our Waxing Crescent card, and our Waxing Crescent is happening May 30th through to June 1st. And this is I plan. What do I need to consider when creating my plan for the cycle? And any challenges or opportunities to be aware of. We have the Hermit. So I feel like after the new moon, where we've manifested, we've understood, okay, there's a sort of a collective breakthrough that is happening. Yeah, there might be some tenderness, but it's understanding that we get to use this for ourselves to be able to envision the future, to see what's on the other side of it. Now the action is to go within, to get clear on the path that's going to get you there. I feel like there are many of you who are dealing with career-related hiccups. Some of this is fear-generated. Will I still have a job on the other side of this? Some of this I feel is just part of a cyclic energy within your company or your organization. What I keep hearing is the Hermit is coming up and coming through to say, go within a little bit and pay attention to what your body needs, because what your body needs is giving you a clue to where you want to put your focus as you're planning to move ahead with this vision. Now that the glass ceiling has been shattered, that these limitations have been removed from your space and your place. And what I love about this is this Hermit actually is being supported by an animal, being ridden on the back of an animal, and this animal is elevating it so that it can reach the star. And I absolutely love this, because I feel like this card is saying, whatever internal work you are doing towards that plan, where you're choosing to put your focus, you're being supported in that. You've got the help, you've got the assistance. Don't be afraid to lean into that. Don't be afraid to ask for help. How interesting. The Hermit is usually a solo journey, but in this depiction, it's saying it doesn't have to be at this time. You can reach out for help. You can reach out and say, hey, I've got this plan. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. I know that I'm going to do this and this and this, but I don't know how to do this over here. And I think you do. Can you help me? Would you be willing to work with me? I'm also hearing a lot of energy here with collaboration. I'm seeing in my mind's eye 3 of coins or 3 of pentacles. So I feel like this window of time is also going to present to a lot of you people, places, and things that you will be able to collaborate with in order to enact the plan. So don't shy away from that. Don't turn away an opportunity to connect with someone in this window of time, even if it's just to discuss potential opportunities, and then you discover, okay, I don't think it's really a great fit. It's important that you have the conversation because you never know where that's going to lead. Maybe that person can't help you then, but 2 days later, they run into somebody and they're like, oh my God, I've got to put you in touch with so-and-so because you've got the skill set to be able to help this person out. So you want to be open to collaboration. So some of that Hermit's journey doesn't have to be solo at this time. Interesting message. I like that. Okay, we are at our first quarter moon here. And the first quarter moon is June 2nd through to the 5th. And the first quarter card is all about I act. What energy fuels my motivation? How can I collaborate with source energy to empower my actions? We have 7 of Cups. So I feel like what this is, we were talking earlier with the 3 of Swords about dreams and illusions. About illusions and breaking the barrier, limitations, restrictions. Now what we're seeing here with the 7 of Cups is dreams and illusions. What is a dream? What is the illusion? What is my reality? And then what choices do I have? And what choices are preferable to get me where it is that I want to go? I'm really getting a sense here that during this particular window of time, there's going to be a lot of indecision. There's going to be a lot of, like the day before, you're like, okay, I'm clear on my path and I know what direction I'm going to take. And then the next day something happens and you're like, oh, that kind of throws a wrench in the works. Now I'm not really sure if this is the right path. I want to say indecision and I want to say self-doubt. And what I keep feeling here is it's important to not feed into the self-doubt. For most of you, I feel like the energy is going to be about sticking with your original choice and understanding that you might have to tweak it in terms of timing, adjusting the timing, or maybe switching the order of things. Originally I was going to do this first, step 1 and then step 2. Now I'm seeing I actually need to do step 3 first, and then steps 1 and 2 will follow afterwards, right? So it's not about linear thinking, it's about sporadic thinking. It's about leaning into something, thinking about it from a more creative perspective. And I feel like that is going to help. I also feel here in this particular depiction, she's got her eyes blindfolded again. Some of that blindfold I feel is an invitation to really go into how you feel about something from a spidey senses perspective. Listening to the intuition, listening to your psychic sense around the choices. I feel like that is the missing component. So when in doubt, right? When in self-doubt, close your eyes, go within. Separate the ego a little bit. I always like to say, give the ego a lollipop and a coloring book, tell it to sit down in the corner and occupy itself for a while. You got some shit to do. So that's kind of how you want to handle that, want to deal with that. It's discernment. This is my ego voice, which is, laced with fear and trepidation and, uncertainty. But my intuition is clear. My intuition is soft, subtle, but it's clear. It's direct, and it feels good. I feel like that's important. All right, let's get ourselves an affirmation. Every day things get better. Candle magic. So this is the energy that you want to use when you find out from one day where you're clear on your path and the next day something happens and you're like, okay, I'm not so sure. I feel like this is what you want to lean into. Every day things get better. Whatever has transpired, this is happening because it's going to make my journey better, because it's a better way forward, because it is here to help me achieve my dreams or goals or desires in a way that is going to be better than I could have ever imagined. These are the things that you want to be saying to yourself. These are the directions that you want to be telling your inner self, to be telling the ego, quite frankly, because the ego is going to need a little bit of support here. And it's support from the perspective of, I'm repurposing you, I'm giving you a different task, or I'm teaching you and showing you that there's a new way. We don't have to be stuck. We don't have to be scared to move forward. We are co-creating this, and we're seeing it as an adventure anyway. So treat it as the adventure and be excited about it. Now we are at our waxing, what are we at here? Our waxing gibbous, June 6th through the 12th. I choose. So before I even flip over the card here, I feel like this is an energy where time stops for a little bit. And if you've ever seen any kind of sci-fi movies where, everything just kind of goes into slow motion, but there's always one or two people that, are still in real time and witnessing the slow motion, and they can, sort of move things around and shift things up to make it work for them. I feel like that's what the energy is going to be of this particular period of time. So I keep hearing the word in my mind, do-over. So it's your opportunity to shift some things up, to do some things over in order to manipulate in a positive way the result that you want to get. So not manipulating people, more manipulating the resources that you have so that you can place them in the way that is going to work for your highest and best. So we'll see how that plays out. So I choose, what energy can I lean into for confidence as I discern my commitments? Oh, I love it. We have the Magician. So it's funny, the Magician often is about manipulation. I just realized that as I'm flipping through it, flipping over it. That's so funny. So, manipulating the resources within your environment in order to alchemize, in order to manifest, to create the concoction that you're looking to create. So I feel like the Magician is just really leaning into the message that I got already. It's a validation of that information. The Magician chooses what ingredients they put in their cauldron, what they want to manifest and experience They may not know the exact right recipe, but they have fun in trying different things out. And again, you guys know me, I'm all about food. So it's like being the cook in the kitchen, and you've got your recipe book and you've got all of the ingredients except for one, and you're like, well, let me look in the fridge or let me look in the pantry and see what else I have, and we'll just kind of throw it in, and maybe it turns out and maybe it doesn't, but we know for next time, right? We always know for next time. So I feel like the magician is coming up and coming through during this time to give all of us a little boost of encouragement to say, this is the time to experiment. This is the time to throw a little spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, because you're frozen, not you're frozen in time. Time is frozen around you, which gives you the unique opportunity to observe and to tweak, to move things to suit the outcome that you desire. So don't miss out on the opportunity to explore that, is what I keep hearing, because it is an opportunity and it's not something that comes around all the time. So this is, and when you take advantage of the opportunity, then you can create it more often for yourself. But if you miss out on the opportunity, you got to wait for the next time it shows up in order for you to have the experience and then be able to recreate it. So I feel like we really need to be present with what is coming up and coming through with that. And now we are at our full moon card. So full moon, I forgot to write down when it's actually happening. Sorry, so June 11th. I'm not sure what time that's actually happening on June 11th, so please forgive me for that. But it is happening in Sagittarius, and it is a strawberry moon. And here's what I kind of downloaded about that energy. First of all, I didn't download this. This is just knowledge about Sagittarians. Sagittarians are the explorer signs, right? So there's a desire for the adventure. There's a desire to seek the truth in various locations and in various forms of experience. And with this particular full moon being in Sagittarius, being on the strawberry full moon, it's an anticipation of the sweetness to come. It's I'm packing for the trip, I'm getting ready to go on the trip, and I'm anticipating all the fun that I'm going to have. I've wrapped up my work stuff. I'm, just putting the zipper, I'm closing the zipper on the suitcase, and I'm setting my alarm because, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to get on that plane. And the places I'll go. So anticipation of the sweetness to come. Very rarely do we go on a vacation and have anxiety about the things we're going to do. We might have anxiety about, am I going to get delayed on the flight and whatever, but at the end of the day, you're still on vacation, right? The vacation begins the moment that you start to kind of pack your bags, because you're mentally thinking about that. We are ripening into an expression of ourselves that is juicy, passionate, and worth the effort. This was something that really stood out to me when I downloaded this. This is going to be a full moon time when we need to take advantage of the opportunity to pat ourselves on the back, to allow ourselves acknowledgement of who we are, who we choose to be every single day, and that we're still here. We're alive, we're breathing, we're kicking. Life is a gift, and it's not an easy gift to receive, but we're receiving it. We're doing it. So I really liked that. We are ripening into an expression of ourselves that is juicy, passionate, and worth the effort. And then finally, we are, I wrote down, it's time for us to bring on our high maintenance. So bring on your high maintenance moments and celebrate you. This is a time to, I want to say, flourish, to do things in a big way, grand gestures, maybe some luxury items, or taking that extra step that you might not normally take, just because. And the full moon card energy is always I receive. How can I best open to the energies of this full moon to receive clarity, guidance, or direction? And what gift does this full moon offer to me? The wheel. Oh my God, I love this. Okay, so it makes a lot of sense. The wheel is the card of luck, change, shift. I want to say it's divine order, divine timing. you are going to receive, I always call this card liquid luck for those of you who are Harry Potter fans. When the Wheel of Fortune shows up, I feel very much that you are in a lucky time. So receive the luck. Be open to receiving it. If you're a worrywart and you're constantly thinking the negative or the worst in a situation, oh my God, I hope this doesn't happen and that doesn't happen and this doesn't happen. You're ignoring and negating that liquid luck, which says to you, hey, you're creating your own reality here. So here's a little boost, and you can receive the good that you're creating, but you can also receive the not so good that you're creating. Just understand that it's you that's creating it. So I feel like, and also it's a 10, new beginnings based on an already established foundation. This particular window of time is really an opportunity for you to express yourself, to explore those new aspects of yourself, or to explore areas of joy that maybe you haven't been sitting in. And for those of you who are, feeling really good and you're already in that joy, this is an opportunity to expand upon that joy. Liquid luck is available to each and every one of us. And yeah, in Harry Potter, it has an expiration date. But I want to say to you, this is the opportunity for you to expand into those feelings so that you understand and know it, and you can make it work for you, and you can recreate it at another time in another way from that intentional space. So it really is a gift. All right, let's pull our affirmation. Yeah, this is the card. I tried like 3 times to shuffle it away, but this is the one. Oh, it's so beautiful. So it's called Aqua Luna. I am grateful and blessed. Liquid luck. I am grateful. I am blessed. And therefore, anything that I set out to do is going to be successful. Anything I set out to do is connected to my heart's desire is not going to be denied me. I just simply know it. I feel it. I am that. And when I am that, it becomes. I am grateful and blessed. What a great mantra for this particular window of time. Love it. And now we are at our disseminating moon, and this is June 15th through to the 17th. And this is I acknowledge. How best can I honor my gifts and my light during this time? Where can I express guidance from the heart? Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. Mastery. Perfecting your craft, acknowledging how, again, the pat on the back, acknowledging how far you have come, acknowledging what you have been able to create for yourself up to this point, and then saying, now wisdom is a nothing burger unless it's applied. And so because of this information, I now can go to that next level of mastery. I am ready to level up. I am ready to learn, to absorb, to build that next level of awareness. And when we talk about the heart space, it's awareness of the heart. How often do you tune into your heart space and allow that heart light to kind of be the feeler for you? We don't often do it because we're often focused up here in our heads, or we're focused on what's going on outside of us, what it is that we're seeing that quite frankly can be the illusion, right, to what we actually know on the inside. So 8 of Pentacles says, acknowledge that you have a path to mastery here, that you are at a leveling up point, and you need to put in the work. It's not going to do it for you. You need to acknowledge that you've already done this work, but now you're at the next level. There's new work. It's different work. It's different energy that you're going to be expending. And again, as is the theme throughout this whole reading, see it as the adventure. That's how you can best honor your gifts in your light, is by using them, applying them. And that gratitude from the heart. I love this little mouse in this card. The mouse never stops looking for the cheese. The mouse is always moving, always looking. I'm not saying we have to always be moving and looking, but there is an element here of being aware and present of the opportunities that are in your environment, looking for that next adventure, and then being present. When they find that cheese, they eat it. They enjoy it. They're present. that's when they kind of stop. That's when they pause. So pause into that passion. Now we're at our third quarter moon, and third quarter moon is June 18th through the 21st. I claim what is being completed in my life at this time. How can I connect to its release with conviction? Love it. 10 of Cups. So it's claiming that what you have manifested in the past has come to fruition. It's claiming that you are a co-creator of your own life and your own destiny, and that from this point on, again, it's that 10, that new beginnings based on an already established foundation. From this new point, because I am the co-creator, I now have the opportunity to claim what I'm going to create. Not just what I've already created, it's what I'm going to create. And in this moment is where that creation occurs. The seed is planted. 10 of Cups often symbolizes the ideal, right? It's the ideal situation, the ideal circumstance, in whatever way that feels right and resonates for you. I feel like we're not letting go of the ideal. What we're letting go of is what we've already created in the past, what has already become, that we can sometimes get stuck in. You know, this is perfect. This is always perfect. So now I just want to stay in this perfection forever. Eventually we're going to outgrow it. And the universe says, no, we got to light a fire under your ass to get you moving. And that's why things, when they say, you know, all good things come to an end, it's not because it's feudalistic. It's not because life is meant to be a place of torture. It's because we're not meant to stay stuck in one experience for our entire existence. It is about the growth and the evolution. So it's claiming what has been so that you can let it go and claim what is to come. And I feel like that's what this is about with that third quarter moon. Very interesting. Let's pull an affirmation for that. I'm curious to see what they're going to come up with this one. Cool imagery. Fun imagery. Flying broom. I can let go of my mistakes. Oh, huge. So I just want to point out, this isn't about claiming your mistakes or looking at the past and saying, you know, crying over spilled milk, saying, I wish I had done things differently. This is about saying, I've learned from that experience. So now as I move forward into the next, I might do things a little bit differently. I'm claiming the experience and I'm claiming the wisdom that I gained from the experience without going down a rabbit hole of self-flagellation. You know, this is not a time to beat yourself up. This is, I can let go of my mistakes. Wow. So even though we're claiming, in order to claim something and to bring it into us, we have to release something else that is no longer aligned. And that's what that's about. I can let go of my mistakes. Beautiful. Balsamic moon. This is happening June 22nd through to the 24th. I surrender. What energy can I lean into to fly free into this new version of me? And what can I consider as I embrace this opportunity to know myself anew? The Fool. So that I surrender, it's surrendering to, okay, by the end of this new moon cycle, things are going to look very different. I feel in the sort of the tower process that we're in right now, in the earthquake that we're in, I don't want to say that we're at the end of the earthquake, but I want to say there's going to be a little bit of a pause in between the shakes. And I'm not talking about an aftershock either. We're not yet in the aftershock. We are still in the earthquake. But even in an earthquake, you get the rumble and then it kind of stops a little bit and then it picks up again. This is that pause in between. It's surrendering to what is. And it's understanding that all of this is happening inevitably because there's going to be something new on the other side. And it's not going to just miraculously appear. I get to be a part of what that is. So I want to say this is an invitation during this particular period of time to get up for the game, to step forward and to say, what do I want this to be? I want to say this is like, it's ironic because surrender is like give up control. But what I'm seeing is you surrender to what is so that you can then control what you can control, which is your choices, your responses, your intentions. We can't always control the outcome. We certainly can't control other people. But what we can do is surrender to what is and can control how we choose to engage with what's being presented. And the Fool is always an exciting adventure. The Fool approaches everything with innocence. The Fool is the, let's do this. I have no idea what this is going to bring, but I'm not focusing on the negative. I'm just focusing on what's my next step. And I feel like that is really what we need to be focusing on as we're moving forward in this journey, in this particular cycle. And now we're at our Dark Moon card. And the Dark Moon card is not connected to the, I want to say the scientific, sort of version of the new moon cycle. It is more energetic in nature. But it is happening on June 23rd. And it is about I release. What can I release control of or walk away from, knowing it has served its purpose? And how can I remain open to the new and the unknown in this process? So having gone through this process, just in this 28-day cycle, what is it that I can see now that I need to release? Another seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, reaping rewards. Seven of Pentacles also is the effort that I'm putting into this worthwhile. I see the harvest, but I'm kind of tired. I know that the harvest is going to require a different kind of work. Am I prepared for that kind of work? Am I needing assistance? Am I needing a little bit of rest? Am I needing a plan? Am I needing to just hunker down and get it done? Am I using the situation to avoid? So the Seven of Pentacles, I feel, is inviting you to really take a look at those things that you no longer align with from a passionate perspective. If you're not aligned from a passionate perspective to something, there's no point in expending or investing energy into it any longer, because it's a dead bird, right? It's had its season, it's had its time, it's had its day. You had the opportunity in these other cards to claim it, to claim the wisdom. Claim the wisdom. It's like, I just keep seeing always the luggage. It's taking the big suitcase with all the 57,000 things that you brought for the trip, that now the trip is done, you no longer need those items. So what's the point of lugging them all the way back home? You just give away, donate, release, leave behind, and you take a smaller suitcase, and that's what you bring home with you, because you've got the wisdom and knowledge already integrated. So really evaluating what is worth the investment of your time and your energy. And anything that is not, let it go. Let it go. Wow. All right, guys, that is our new moon for May 26th. And holy cannoli, we've got some really big, powerful energies that are encouraging us to, I want to say, grow fully into the potential of who we absolutely can become based on the choices that we make. Understand that you are empowered to create what is to come. Don't sit back and wait for somebody else to do it. Bring it to the table. Show up for yourself. Because when you show up for yourself, you're showing up for others. All right, guys, it was so fun to connect with you in these ways. You know, as always, I'm sending you lots and lots of love. If you like what you see here, like, subscribe, click the bell. It really helps with the algorithm to get other people to receive this type of guidance and information. You know, we're in a wild, wild west world, and we all need to stick together. So I appreciate all of the support. I hope you have an incredible new moon cycle, and we will see you on the flip side. Transform well.